Congress breathes fire at the BJP.
कांग्रेस पार्टी के अकाउंट्स फ्रीज नहीं हुए हैं, हमारे देश में डेमोक्रेसी फ्रीज हुई।
Saffron Party rejects Congress's victim card.
If they don't have an explanation for the kind of money that is being deposited, and if it is being investigated, then they will have to face the consequences.
Is this a legit crackdown or conspiracy? That's our top focus on 6 p.m. Prime. Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshita and this evening we're talking about the big political showdown triggered by the Congress's claim that their bank accounts have been frozen by the IT department. They're crying that this is a big attack, an assault on democracy timed to the elections. But there are questions about whether this is a result of, in fact, a violation by the Congress party of the IT department norms. We're going to be discussing this and getting you all the latest political reactions. A quick check of the top 6 headlines at 6 p.m. Sandeshkhali showdown escalates after BJP delegation. Congress stopped from visiting restive village as well. Adhir Ranjan calls Mamata Banerjee the queen of cruelty. Farmers on nationwide strike. Haryana government makes massive allegations, says thousands of agitators marching to Delhi with weapons. Claims farmers plan to even Gherav parliament. Prime Minister Modi hits out at Congress as he inaugurates developmental projects in Haryana, accuses Congress of opposing the Ram Mandir and again makes the Ab Ki Baar 400 par toll pitch.
जो कभी नहीं चाहते थे कि अयोध्या में प्रभु राम का मंदिर बने, वो भी अब जय सिया राम बोलने लगे हैं।
Partial relief to Paytm. RBI gives 15-day relaxation to Paytm and extends the date to 15th March from the earlier stipulated timeline of February 29. US condemns attacks on Indian students, says violence is unacceptable, vows strict action against attackers. And Russian media claims opposition leader of Russia, Alexei Navalny, has passed away to prison where he was serving a 19-year term, probe ordered by authorities. And let's begin with the big political story of the day. You had Congress's Treasurer Ajay Maken today in a press conference making a startling claim that the Congress's bank accounts have all been frozen by the IT department. It immediately triggered a slew of political reactions. But moments later, you had Congress themselves coming out with a clarification saying that we've appealed this in the tribunal, as a result of which our bank account is accessible, the money is accessible, but at the same time, there is, in fact, a legal hold for which we have to give a legal guarantee. Now, after this, again, the Congress came out with a statement saying that there's a minimum amount required of 115 crores, above which we can go ahead and use the money. But that our funds are lesser than that, so effectively our bank accounts are frozen. Amid all of this back and forth, the BJP has claimed that this is the Congress trying to play victim when, in fact, they're in violation of the IT department norms.
ये कांग्रेस पार्टी के अकाउंट्स फ्रीज नहीं हुए हैं, हमारे देश में डेमोक्रेसी फ्रीज हुई।
Just a couple of months ahead of Lok Sabha elections, the bank accounts of Congress are frozen by the Income Tax Department. The party treasurer on Friday gave details of the crackdown by taxmen, which the Congress says has crippled its operations.
2018-19 का किया हुआ आज जाकर के 5 साल के बाद में चुनाव की घोषणा से 2 हफ्ते पहले हमारे अकाउंट्स इसको लेकर के फ्रीज कर दिए जाते हैं।
Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and party MP Rahul Gandhi lashed out at the Narendra Modi government, alleging dictatorship. Youth Congress workers hit the streets in Delhi to protest against the income tax action. The Congress also moved the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal against the tax demand.
The court heard me for some time. It also, I said, we have very good case on facts. We had filed a return on time. It is being misconstrued, and only for that reason, we can't be punished disproportionately. Very graciously, the ITAT, after talking to the DR, has said that there will be only a lien on the bank account. There is no restriction on the bank account. You can operate.
The Congress later claimed that the tribunal has asked it to keep 115 crore rupees in its account, and it allowed it to use funds in excess of that. But the party claimed its accounts don't have the stated amount. Sources in the Income Tax Department claim that a demand of 135 crore rupees is outstanding against the Congress. This includes a demand of 103 crore rupees on account of assessment and an interest of 32 crore rupees. The Congress paid 78 lakh rupees and 1.72 crore rupees separately. The sources said 115 crore rupees is being withdrawn from various bank accounts of the Congress currently. The BJP has rejected Congress charges of victimization.
Is the Congress party trying to say that because they are the Congress party, the Income Tax Act and its provisions should not apply to them? Ultimately, it's a process. If the Congress party complies with the process, there will be no occasion for them to face this situation. If they don't have an explanation for the kind of money that is being deposited, and if it is being investigated, then they will have to face the consequences.
The tax tribunal will take up hearing in the matter next on February 21st. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's bring in my colleagues Nalini as well as Moshmi Singh on this broadcast for more details. Moshmi, to you first, to focus really on all the politics that's playing out. The allegation against the Congress is that they haven't followed the IT department norms. Has there been any clarification on that particular aspect from the Congress, away from really their claims that this is nothing but a political witch hunt?
See, clearly the Congress maintains that these allegations are very weird and absurd, and the IT department remembered to freeze the accounts of the Congress party just when the elections were around the corner. They are saying that we were having regular communication with the IT department. Anybody can contest the case, and we really found it unreasonable that the IT department should have an issue with the particular 14.40 lakhs rupees, and also state that we had filed the returns very late. They could fine us but not freeze our accounts. That's why we are completely taken aback, is what the Congress is maintaining, and they are hopeful that they would get some relief on Wednesday.
Okay, let me bring in Nalini also to understand what really this freeze is all about. Nalini, we understand that the Congress also approached the IT tribunal, as a result of which they did get some relief. But are they able to access their accounts or not now? What really is the situation on that?
Well, Akshita, first and foremost, what we need to understand is that this is only an interim relief because a detailed hearing was not conducted before the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, which is the ITAT, where the Congress had gone. Now, what Vivek Tanka, who is not only a Congress leader, but also a lawyer, who is representing Congress before the ITAT, he had specifically argued that ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha polls, it's crucial that the largest opposition party in the country is allowed to access their accounts, because the party was not being able to make any plans for the 2024 Lok Sabha polls without having direct access to their political funding. So keeping that in mind, the arguments that were made before the ITAT, they were very brief arguments, but at the end of which the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal has categorically stated that there should be no restriction on the Congress from using the money in their account. But at the same time, a very important clarification that they've said is that there is going to be a lien that's going to be applied, which essentially means that there is a legal obligation on the Congress to return this money to the Income Tax Department if at the end of the hearing it comes down to the fact that they owe this money to the Income Tax Department in the first place.
Okay, so this is essentially what we're seeing playing out right now. Nalini explaining it to us that it looks like essentially the Congress is yet to give back their IT returns, and once that happens, you will see all issues being taken care of. Thanks, Nalini. Thanks, Moshmi, for joining us with those details. Let's just break it down for you. You've had the government also coming out and reacting, setting the record straight on the allegations leveled by the Congress. The Congress says that accounts of the party, of even the Youth Congress, has been frozen. Activities of the accounts have not been stopped, is what the Finance Ministry has said. They've said that yes, there's some action that's been taken, but all banking activity still allowed. The Congress has alleged that this has been timed to the elections to ensure that all of the funds that they got through crowdfunding, none of that can be touched now. But the centre has maintained that this isn't timed to any election, that this is something that happens normally. It's a recovery measure that's rather routine and done at this time of the year. 115 crore rupees lien has been marked in bank accounts. Lien essentially is a legal right that is in fact by the banks on this amount. So the Congress is saying we have below that amount, so which means we can't access any of our money. Now, according to the central government, the Finance Ministry has come out and said that, look, the Congress can play victim card, but they have many accounts that they can go ahead and operate. So there's no question of them not having any access to their money per se. So these are the two versions really that have come out really on the story. The Congress saying that right now, with the kind of steps that have been taken, the terms and conditions that have been leveled on our bank accounts, there's no way we can access that money at this point. So we'll track the latest that comes in on the story. Sticking to also the politics that's playing out, I also want to get you some of the highlights of what Prime Minister Modi said in his rally today in Haryana. He lashed out at the Congress, and this was at a time when he was inaugurating an AIIMS centre, when he questioned the Congress on a slew of issues. First on guarantees, on the Ram Mandir. Also said that they constantly target me because they have nothing else to question of the BJP schemes and policies. Let's get you some of the highlights of what the Prime Minister said.
जब भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने मुझे पीएम के उम्मीदवार के रूप में घोषित किया था, तो मेरा पहला कार्यक्रम रेवाड़ी में हुआ था। और उस समय रेवाड़ी ने 272 पार का आशीर्वाद दिया था, और आपका वो आशीर्वाद सिद्धि बन गया। अब लोग कह रहे हैं कि मैं फिर एक बार रेवाड़ी आया हूं, तो आपका आशीर्वाद है अब की बार एनडीए सरकार 400 पार। मैंने आपको गारंटी दी थी कि जम्मू कश्मीर से आर्टिकल 370 हटाकर रहूंगा। आज कांग्रेस की लाख कोशिश के बावजूद आर्टिकल 370 इतिहास के पन्नों में खो गया है। लोगों ने एक और संकल्प लिया है, और जनता जनार्दन कह रही है, आप लोग कह रहे हैं, जिसने 370 हटाया, जिसने 370 हटाया, उस बीजेपी का टीका 370 सीटों से होगा। बीजेपी के 370 ही पहुंचाएंगे एनडीए को 400 पार। इनके नेता से अपना एक स्टार्टअप नहीं संभल रहा। ये लोग देश संभालने का सपना देख रहे हैं। आज कांग्रेस की हालत देखिए, कांग्रेस के पुराने नेता एक एक करके इनको छोड़कर जा रहे हैं। जिन्होंने कभी इनके साथ आने का इरादा किया था, वो भी इनसे भाग रहे हैं। आज स्थिति ये है कि कांग्रेस के पास अपने कार्यकर्ता तक नहीं बचे हैं। जहां कांग्रेस सरकार में है, वहां इनसे अपनी सरकारें भी नहीं संभल रही है। देश की इच्छा थी कि अयोध्या में प्रभु राम का भव्य मंदिर का निर्माण हो। आज पूरा देश भव्य राम मंदिर में विराजे राम लला के दर्शन कर रहा है। और तो और कांग्रेस के लोग, जो लोग हमारे भगवान राम को काल्पनिक बताते थे, जो कभी नहीं चाहते थे कि अयोध्या में प्रभु राम का मंदिर बने, वो भी अब जय सिया राम बोलने लगे हैं। देश के छोटे किसान के पास बैंकों को गारंटी देने के लिए कुछ नहीं था। मोदी ने उन्हें पीएम किसान सम्मान निधि की गारंटी दी। देश के गरीब, दलित, पिछड़े, ओबीसी परिवार के बेटे बेटियों के लिए बैंकों में गारंटी देने के लिए कुछ नहीं था। मोदी ने मुद्रा योजना शुरू की और बिना गारंटी का लोन देना शुरू किया। देश में अनेक साथी रेहड़ी, पटरी, ठेले पर छोटा मोटा कारोबार करते आए। दशकों से ये काम शहरों में ये साथी करते रहे हैं। इनके पास भी गारंटी देने के लिए कुछ नहीं था। पीएम स्वनिधि योजना से इनकी गारंटी भी मोदी ने ली है। अपने तीसरे टर्म में अब मुझे आने वाले सालों में भारत को दुनिया की तीसरी सबसे बड़ी आर्थिक ताकत बनाने के लिए आपके आशीर्वाद चाहिए।
And let's also get you, in fact, the latest on the Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra. Rahul Gandhi's Yatra entered Bihar today, is now, of course, also entered into Uttar Pradesh. But in Bihar, you had Tejaswi also joining Rahul Gandhi. And that was the moment, of course, that's grabbed headlines of Tejaswi driving Rahul Gandhi around the streets of Bihar as part of the Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra. They were atop a jeep, as in fact, Tejaswi Yadav took him around for a drive for about 5-10 minutes. And this, of course, has become a big headline point. Remember that you had Tejaswi Yadav joining the Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra, one of the few alliance partners of the India bloc who've chosen to be a part of this Yatra right now. Now, in the next leg in Uttar Pradesh, it's expected that Akhilesh too could join the Yatra, could join hands with Rahul Gandhi. Priyanka Gandhi was supposed to be a part of this leg when they enter into Uttar Pradesh, but because owing to her ill health, she didn't join it. But at this point, also, let's get you highlights of what Rahul Gandhi said in fact, Bihar, when he lashed out at Nitish Kumar and hailed the Congress-RJD alliance in the upcoming election.
हम मोहब्बत की दुकान खोलते हैं और आप सब कांग्रेस के कार्यकर्ता, आरजेडी के कार्यकर्ता 24 घंटा मोहब्बत की दुकान खोलिए, लोगों को छोड़िए और ये जो बीजेपी के लोग नफरत फैलाते हैं, इसके खिलाफ हम मिलके एक साथ लड़ेंगे और जीतेंगे। ये देश नफरत का देश नहीं है, ये देश मोहब्बत का और भाईचारे का देश है। आपके खून में, आपके डीएनए में नफरत नहीं है, मोहब्बत और भाईचारा आदर है।
It's been just about a few weeks since Nitish Kumar had ditched the India bloc and joined hands with the NDA. But now there's speculation of whether he's going to do another U-turn. Believe it or not, there was a meeting between Nitish Kumar and Lalu yesterday. And after that, you had Lalu Yadav saying that yes, Nitish has in fact a habit of changing sides. But if he wants to come back, the doors are always open for Nitish Kumar. Now, as bizarre as this sounds, that there's a possibility of Nitish coming back, there's no comment yet from the Bihar Chief Minister, but these images on your screens right now of the bonhomie between the two leaders is what's triggered speculation, and that followed by Lalu Yadav saying that Nitish is always welcome in the alliance.
जी का तो आदत है उनको क्या बोले बदल दिए अब आएंगे तो देखेंगे खुला ही रहता है दरवाजा में क्या करना नीतीश जी का तो आदत है उनको क्या बोले बदल दिए अब आएंगे तो देखेंगे खुला ही रहता है दरवाजा में क्या करना.
But you know, there's no.
Let's bring in Aditya Vaibhav on this broadcast from Patna. Aditya, any twists and turns expected from your state, from Bihar? Is there any possibility or any reason to speculate on Nitish Kumar once again switching sides, once again going back to the India bloc?
Well, exactly, Akshita. As far as Bihar and Bihar's political scape is concerned, of course, as far as the JDU leaders are concerned, they are actually turning a deaf ear towards what Lalu has said. Categorically and not mincing words, JDU spokesperson Abhishek Jha told India Today that they are not going to turn back, the party is not going to turn back. But then, of course, Lalu Prasad Yadav, who is also the supremo of RJD, has now triggered headlines with his statement on Nitish Kumar that his doors continue to remain open. And Akshita, mind you, the way Lalu Yadav actually told this to media was something very different, because he was apparently smiling and he had a complete smile on his face as he made the entire statement. But then, of course, it is up to Nitish Kumar to see where he actually finds his politics on the right track. But then, as far as the JDU sources are concerned, Akshita, Nitish is not going to go back to RJD for sure, and this is something that is coming from party sources. But then, of course, Lalu Prasad Yadav has, of course, triggered headlines with his statement that his doors and his party's doors are open for CM Nitish Kumar. Akshita.
Never say never in Bihar politics, but sources telling Aditya right now that there's no question of Nitish going back on his decision. This was just a moment of friendship between the two leaders, and Lalu's comment, of course, does hold true on the fact that Nitish keeps changing sides, but doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime now. And with that, I'm slipping into a very short break here on 6 p.m. Prime. Coming up on the other side, we'll get you the latest on the farmers' protest. Day 4. You've had once again along the borders quite a bit of chaos. Was Delhi NCR affected once again? We'll tell you in just a bit.
जस्सी से साहित्य आज तक कोलकाता में लाइव फ्री एंट्री के लिए अभी रजिस्टर करें www.aajtak.in/साहित्य पर या मिस्ड कॉल दीजिए 9310330033 पर.
ओरी चिड़ैया नन्ही सी चिड़िया अंगना में फिर आजा रे.
मिलिए स्वानंद किरकिरे से. साहित्य आज तक कोलकाता में लाइव फ्री एंट्री के लिए अभी रजिस्टर करें www.aajtak.in/साहित्य पर या मिस्ड कॉल दीजिए 9310330033 पर.
Get ready for an immersive journey into the heart of news, politics and insights that matter. Join India Today now on WhatsApp. Scan the QR code.
सर, आपने अपनी रिपोर्ट संदेशखाली वाली विजिट को लेकर राष्ट्रपति द्रौपदी मुर्मू जी को सबमिट कर दी है. उसमें क्या ऐसे मेन कंटेंट्स जो आपने डाले हैं?
देखिए, उधर में क्रिमिनल
और एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन मिलके जो टॉर्चर चल रहा है उधर में, ये कोई राज्य में नहीं होता है, जो एकमात्र बंगाल में ही चल सकता है। सत्ता का लालच पर अनुसूचित जाति वर्गों को लोगों को ऊपर इस टाइप का टॉर्चर मैंने हम लोग कभी जिंदगी में नहीं देखा है। इसमें एक नंबर मैंने महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी को यही चीज बोला है, उनको समझाया, देखिए अभी उधर में कोई शासन व्यवस्था नहीं है, जो संवैधानिक रूप से शासन व्यवस्था होना चाहिए उधर में नहीं चल रहा है, ये एकदम क्लियर है। और विशेष रूप से आर्टिकल 338 में अनुसूचित जाति वर्गों को सेफगार्ड के लिए कमीशन बनाया गया है, और ये कमीशन आप लोगों ने ही नियोग दिया, आपने ही नियोग दिया है, और हमारा दायित्व बनता है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मैंडेट है, शासन को आपके पास रिपोर्ट देना है। और आर्टिकल 338 में किसी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट अनुसूचित जाति वर्गों को लोगों को उनको सेव नहीं कर सकता है, तो उसे सत्ता में रहने का कोई अधिकार नहीं है। हम लोग क्लियरली लिख के दिया है, प्रेसिडेंट रूल्स इज मैंडेटरी नाउ।
आपने रिकमेंड किया कि प्रेसिडेंट रूल लगना चाहिए वेस्ट बंगाल में,
प्रेसिडेंट रूल के लिए लिख के दिया।
कहाँ फंसा हुआ है, क्योंकि एमएसपी को लीगलाइज करने की बात की जा रही है कि गारंटी कानून बनना चाहिए, तो क्या सरकार उस पर?
एमएसपी इलीगल नहीं है, एमएसपी सरकार
कानून बनाने की बात
है, और उससे और अधिक किसानों को लाभ कैसे मिले, ये चिंता सरकार,
कानून बनाने की बात की जा रही है उनकी तरफ से।
देखिए ऐसा है कि कानून का स्वरूप क्या होगा, कानून के और अन्य पक्ष क्या होंगे, और उससे समस्या एक तरफ संभावना है तो दूसरे तरफ अवसर है, ऐसे चीज़ों का मूल्यांकन करने के बाद ही सरकार किसी कानून पर ये सुनिश्चित करती है कि हाँ इससे अधिकांश लाभ है, तो उसको आगे बढ़ाती है।
Welcome back. Let's get to our latest report on the farmers' protest. Day 4 of the agitation. Deadlock, of course, continues between the government and farmers. Today, you saw across Delhi's borders, these farmers gathering in large numbers. They didn't try to attempt to enter into the city, so there was no traffic nightmare in many parts of the national capital region. But having said that, there were many towns that were affected by the Chakka Jam call. There's also, of course, the Haryana government that made the big claim that there's an attempt by farmers armed with weapons to attempt to enter into Delhi to Gherav Parliament. All the details in our next report.
Day 4 of the Kisan Morcha 2.0. Protesters at Shambhu border pounded by tear gas again.
Constant announcement post that is being made by the farmer leaders to ensure that calmness prevails, and especially the youngsters involved in the protest, they do not take any reckless action that will malign their protest. That is the announcement that is currently taking place after tear gas shellings happened at the Shambhu border.
The Haryana government submitted an affidavit to the Punjab and Haryana High Court, labelling the farm protests as unauthorized and a security threat. In its submission, the state government asserted that farmers armed with weapons and modified tractors intend to Gherav the National Parliament. However, stakeholders from all sides, farm leaders, representatives from the central and Punjab governments regarded their third round of talks as constructive.
अभी हमने सारे पक्ष को और सारे पॉइंट्स को सुना है, उसको गंभीरता से लिया है, और अभी हम ये कहे हैं कि हम इन सारे पक्षों पर आपकी जितने भी बातें हैं उस पर ध्यान में रखते हुए वार्ता को जारी रखेंगे और समाधान का रास्ता ढूंढेंगे।
3 union ministers represented the central government in the recent meeting, which concluded in the early hours of Friday. The farmer leadership insists on a legal guarantee for minimum support prices of crops and remains optimistic about finding a solution.
हल निकले, टकराव से बचा जाए, अन्यथा हमारा दिल्ली जाने का कार्यक्रम अपनी जगह है, तो उसके बारे में हम अपने साथियों से जो आज चर्चा हुई है सरकार से, विचार विमर्श भी करेंगे। और पंजाब ने कहा भी हम ट्विटर क्वाइन या आपके पेज भी खोलेंगे।
Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann criticized the Haryana police's actions against protesters and the internet shutdown in districts near Shambhu, yet remained hopeful for a peaceful resolution through dialogue.
ਹੁਣ ਅਗਲੇ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਐਤਵਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਫੀ ਵਿਸ਼ਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀ ਸਹਿਮਤੀ ਬਣੀ ਹੈ, ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਹਜੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਬਣੂਗੀ।
A significant obstacle remains the demand for legally backed MSP for farm produce, not limited to wheat and rice from Haryana and Punjab, but encompassing a wide array of crops from across the nation. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's take in Shreya Chatterjee's input right now. She's joining us live from the Shambhu border to get us the latest of what's the situation there. Shreya, take it away. What have you seen today? Fourth day of protests. Have things calmed down, or, you know, are farmers still there in huge numbers?
Well, farmers, Akshita, are still there in huge numbers. I want to point you out the number of tractor movement that you will see. I'll ask cameraman Ravikant Totawar to show you the number of tractor movements that are currently here at the Shambhu border in large numbers. We are also learning that there are 3 sit-in protests that are also happening in Haryana after the kind of mobilization that BKU also did. So clearly the movement is on. The only thing is that they are waiting for their leaders to come and give them the final call on when to march forward to the national capital. So till Sunday there's a ceasefire that is on, but I'll still point out, Akshita, that there are certain youth who are participating in this agitation, who are still trying to challenge the Haryana police, and that is the main reason we saw ceasefire also taking place from the Haryana police's side today, but that was only at one interval. Post that, there is a calm that prevails here at the Shambhu border. All these people who've gathered here, they are waiting for the final call that is post the meeting on Sunday on when will they march forward to the national capital.
Okay, so there is a meeting on Sunday. Hopefully, the deadlock will end come Sunday. If not, you're going to see this protest only escalate further. Thanks very much, Shreya, for joining us with all of those details. Several borders of the National Capital Region look exactly like what Shreya has just shown us, with massive security, cement barricades put in place to ensure that farmers cannot make their way into the national capital. Let's run you through our next report as well, which is on what's happening in Bengal. The Sandeshkhali showdown continues. This time, the BJP and Congress leadership, 2 separate delegations, attempted to enter into Sandeshkhali but were blocked by the Bengal government. In fact, it's led to the political fight only intensifying. There have been multiple protests that have taken place today as well, largely led by women, all against absconding TMC Neta Shah Jahan.
Unprecedented scenes from Rampur near Sandeshkhali.
हाथ जोड़ रहे हैं, हम उन महिलाओं को न्याय देने दीजिए। ऐसा ये लगता है कि उन महिलाओं के साथ अत्याचार होने में कहीं आप लोग यहाँ की लोकल पुलिस भी मिली हुई तो नहीं है, कि लोकल पुलिस भी कहीं वहाँ की मिली हुई तो नहीं है।
बिल्कुल, हम लोग जाना चाहते हैं, आप जाने दो। पुलिस को तो स्वतः ले जाना चाहिए। आपको तो आपके प्रोटेक्शन में चलेंगे। अगर सजग होती तो शायद ये ना होता, आज ये स्थिति उसकी ना होती। अगर इतना ही सजग होके वहाँ पे प्रहरी के रूप में आप काम करती।
6-member BJP fact-finding committee stopped from going to Sandeshkhali on Friday. The team held a dharna protest on the spot. The delegation was sent by BJP President JP Nadda to meet the women who had accused local Trinamool leaders of sexual assault and to submit a report.
आज जिस मुस्तैदी के साथ पश्चिम बंगाल की पुलिस यहाँ पे खड़ी है, पुलिस खड़ी है, रोक रही है, यही मुस्तैदी शेख शाहजहां को पकड़ने में क्या होता कि उस समय अगर सजग हुए होते तो आज ये समय, ये दिन न देखना पड़ता। और वहाँ पे मारपीट कर रहे हैं, क्यों? उन लोगों ने हम लोगों को साथ बात किए है, उसको मार रहे हैं, लाइव आप लोगों ने देखा है। इसी से पता चलता है क्यों हम लोगों को अंदर घुसने नहीं दिया। वेस्ट बंगाल में तालिबानी शासन चल रहा है, वहाँ का लॉ एंड ऑर्डर फुल्ली ब्रेकडाउन किया है।
The team returned to Kolkata and met Bengal Governor CV Ananda Bose to update him about the situation.
যদি মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর মনে হয় যে যারা মুখ ঢেকে কথা বলছে তারা বিজেপির কর্মী, তাহলে এত ভয় কিসের? তাহলে বিজেপিকে যেতে দিচ্ছেন না কেন? আদালতে আমরা তো চাইছি সিবিআই ইনভেস্টিগেশন হোক। কতজন বিজেপির কর্মী, হাজার হাজার মহিলারা সেদিনকে মুখ ঢেকে লাঠি নিয়ে যে রাস্তায় নেমে প্রতিবাদ করেছে, তারা কতজন বিজেপির কর্মী দেখা যাক। সিবিআই তদন্ত হোক, ভয় পাচ্ছেন কেন মুখ্যমন্ত্রী?
The National Commission for Scheduled Castes team that visited Sandeshkhali on Thursday has submitted a report to President Draupadi Murmu demanding presidential rule in the state.
जब 338 में किसी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट अनुसूचित जाति वर्गों को, लोगों को उनको सेव नहीं कर सकता है तो उसे सत्ता में रहने का कोई अधिकार नहीं है। हम लोग क्लियरली लिख के दिया है, प्रेसिडेंट रूल्स इज मैंडेटरी नाउ।
आपने रिकमेंड किया कि प्रेसिडेंट रूल लगना चाहिए वेस्ट बंगाल में,
प्रेसिडेंट रूल के लिए लिख के दिया।
A public interest litigation has also been filed in the Supreme Court demanding a probe by a special investigation team or the CBI. The Mamata Banerjee government is under fire from all quarters. Congress MP Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary also attempted to reach Sandeshkhali but was blocked.
বাংলার মুখ্যমন্ত্রী এই মুহূর্তে আপনার জন্য একটাই উপাধি আমার তরফ থেকে, ইউ আর এ বেঙ্গলি কুইন অফ ক্রুয়েলটি। আপনি বাংলার নৃশংসতার এক রানী, ক্ষমতায় থেকে এ বাংলাকে আপনি নৃশংসতার বাংলায় রূপান্তরিত করেছেন, আপনাকে ধিক্কার। সন্দেশখালী আজকে আপনি আটকাচ্ছেন, কালকে আটকাবেন। বাংলার মানুষ আজ জেনে ফেলেছে আপনাকে, ভারতবর্ষের মানুষ আজ জেনে ফেলেছে আপনাকে।
The Trinamool has held the BJP responsible for the unrest.
देखिए, नड्डा जी को जो डेलीगेशन है वो तो यूपी बिहार जाना चाहिए, यूपी जाना चाहिए, एमपी जाना चाहिए, वहां पर जाना चाहिए। यूपी जाना चाहिए, एमपी जाना चाहिए, त्रिपुरा जाना चाहिए, मणिपुर जाना चाहिए। क्या मणिपुर में भाजपा का डेलीगेशन वहां पर गए? बंगाल पूरा देश में सबसे वो वीमेन के लिए सुरक्षित है।
Sandeshkhali is on the boil after many women leveled allegations of sexual assault against associates of Shah Jahan Sheikh. The Trinamool strongman has been absconding ever since his supporters attacked an enforcement directorate team that went to raid him in an alleged ration scam early in January. With Ritik Mondal in Sandeshkhali, West Bengal, Bureau Report, India Today.
And with that, I'm slipping into a short break here on 6 p.m. Prime. Coming up on the other side, we'll get you all the updates and highlights of the Karnataka budget that was tabled by Chief Minister Siddaramaiah.
इनके नेता से अपना एक स्टार्टअप नहीं संभल रहा। ये लोग देश संभालने का सपना देख रहे हैं। आज कांग्रेस की हालत देखिए, कांग्रेस के पुराने नेता एक एक करके इनको छोड़कर जा रहे हैं। जिन्होंने कभी इनके साथ आने का इरादा किया था वो भी इनसे भाग रहे हैं। आज स्थिति ये है कि कांग्रेस के पास अपने कार्यकर्ता तक नहीं बचे हैं। जहां कांग्रेस सरकार में है वहां इनसे अपनी सरकारें भी नहीं संभल रही है।
आज बंगाल के लिए मैं समझता हूं बहुत ही दुखद घटना है। संदेशखाली जब देखते हैं तो मुझे याद आता है नंदीग्राम, और जो गलतियां लेफ्ट फ्रंट ने की वही गलतियां आज टीएमसी कर रही है। जो नंदीग्राम में हुआ था नरसंहार, आज वही घटना हो रही है संदेशखाली में।
बंगाल जो कि क्रांति की धरती है, जहां से कि मानवता का जो समुद्र के रूप में जाना जाता है, जहां से इसके तमाम महान शख्सियतों ने जन्म लिया है और जो कि पूरे देश को जो है वो दिशा देने वाला प्रदेश रहा है, लेकिन उस बंगाल को इस वर्तमान सरकार की वजह से कुछ एंटी सोशल और कुछ एंटी नेशनल एलिमेंट्स ने इस सरकार को हाईजैक कर लिया है और उसका नतीजा है कि बेखौफ होकर के ऐसे एंटी सोशल और एंटी नेशनल फोर्सेस लोगों की जिंदगी के साथ खेल रहे हैं। ये अनएक्सेप्टेबल है।
Air quality today. In Delhi, 303. In Mumbai, 200. In Kolkata, 133. In Bangalore, 92. In Chennai, 77. In Hyderabad, 88.
All right, let's get your breaking news that's coming in on this broadcast. Remember that the Siddaramaiah government today tabled their budget. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, soon after he tabled his budget, also faced criticism from the BJP, who in fact lashed out at the government, calling it a minority budget. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has now in fact responded to this criticism, calling it a fake narrative and highlighting that the budget for minorities is less than 1% of the budget. 3.7 lakh crores is the total budget of the state, and Siddaramaiah has said for the minorities, out of that, less than 1% has been allocated, thereby dismissing all of this talk by the BJP that this is a minority budget. Let's play out for you what Siddaramaiah said.
Minority friendly, there is nothing given to the other people. Only the minorities are getting the funds, and they are saying that this budget is of minority appeasement budget by the Congress government.
No, your question is, it is not at all. See, out the budget size is 3,71,383 crores. Did you follow me? Huh? Whereas for minority, including Christians, Muslims, Jain, Sikh, Buddhists, all put together.
Okay, let's bring in Sagar Raju on this broadcast as well. Sagar, we just played out the conversation that you had with Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. Now, the allocation that the BJP has put forth is that there's a huge allocation for the minorities. There's 100 crores, if I'm not wrong, that's gone for the Waqf board, another 200 crores for Christian groups. So that's where the BJP has come out with this narrative that this is a minority budget. Give us clarity on really what the government's counter is.
The government have categorically said that they are giving close to 0.01% out of the budget allocation for the entire year for the state. The exact figure, as Chief Minister has mentioned, that it is around 3,071,383 crore rupees for the entire budget estimation, and out of that around 3,000 crore is close to 0.01% according to Chief Minister, and this is nothing when you compare to the entire budget. So according to BJP, the budget allocation given for the minorities is more than compared to anybody else. But Chief Minister also mentioned that they have given more funds for the development of SC and ST. Why the BJP is not pointing at it? Why they are targeting only the minorities? And even if you notice, this fund is for the entire year and only not for one particular community. Everybody who comes under the minority ministry or the minority department, where Chief Minister said that it includes Christians, Muslims, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains and everybody. So it goes to everybody, not for one particular community which has been targeted by BJP according to him. And he says that when BJP is trying to point out at the minority, why not they go ahead and get the funds from the central government, which is entitled for the state of Karnataka. So there is a counter-pointer from the Chief Minister and the state government saying that BJP is trying to do politics out of this particular budget.
Let's take a look at all the reactions. Thanks, Agai, for joining us with those details. Let's take a look at all the reactions that have come in so far on the Karnataka budget.
They feel very jealousy. They look in a yellow eye.
Okay.
They look in a yellow eye.
Jaundice eye.
They are in a jaundice eye. So I think this no state can give such type of budget. They are not given. We have looked at all the budgets.
When the facts and figures are placed, how can they? I think were expecting that we will not be able to give money for development, for all that. So I think they are taken by shock. Because one is we have implemented a guarantee. Secondly, we are also going ahead with on a massive scale to develop the state. So they don't know how to react. And also we have put in black and white in a budget book how Karnataka has lost out. This is there in a budget book, authenticated information how we have lost out from Government of India. And now this sets the stage for us to now go and fight for our rights with Government of India. The next Finance Commission will have to get justice for our state.
Today you are walking in the corridors of Assembly, sir.
Yes, we are protesting against the politicization of budget by Siddaramaiah. For the first time ever, the Karnataka Chief Minister is politicizing the budget. And he has totally failed on all fronts. He has presented a budget of 27,000 crores deficit. He is taking the state backward. 27,000 crore deficit.
He blames your government in the union.
No, I am telling you, whatever the devolution of fund which he estimated in the budget, 3,000 crores more has come. It is in his own print in the budget. He is telling blatant lie. He is telling a blatant lie. Therefore, to cover up his mistake, he has spoilt the sanctity of this budget. He has politicized it and he's put the state into a debt trap.
People of Karnataka had a lot of expectations from today's budget. When the entire state is in great distress due to the drought, Honorable Chief Minister Siddaramaiah had let them down. So naturally, the farmers in the state are totally unhappy with the present budget, and whatever promises they had made during the elections in their manifesto, nothing has been brought out in this budget. For example, they had talked a lot about Nekar, weavers community. They have been let down. And there is no budget allocation has been given to Water Resources Department. And they have not thought about development in North Karnataka also. So definitely the budget presented by the Honorable Chief Minister is totally anti-development and is not going to help Karnataka state in any aspect.
And that's all we have time for in this edition of 6 p.m. Prime. Thanks very much for tuning in. Coming up on the other side is Democratic Newsroom.
People of Karnataka had a lot of expectations from today's budget. When the entire state is in great distress due to the drought, Honorable Chief Minister Siddaramaiah had let them down. So naturally, the farmers in the state are totally unhappy with the present budget, and whatever promises they had made during the elections in their manifesto, nothing has been brought out in this budget. For example, They had talked a lot about Nekar, weavers community. They have been let down. And there is no budget allocation has been given to Water Resources Department. And they're not thought about development in North Karnataka also. So definitely the budget presented by the Honorable Chief Minister is totally anti-development and is not going to help Karnataka state in any aspect.
देखिए नड्डा जी को जो डेलीगेशन है वो तो यूपी बिहार जाना चाहिए, यूपी जाना चाहिए, एमपी जाना चाहिए, वहां पर जाना चाहिए, यूपी जाना चाहिए, एमपी जाना चाहिए, त्रिपुरा जाना चाहिए, मणिपुर जाना चाहिए। क्या मणिपुर में भाजपा का डेलीगेशन वहां पर गए? बंगाल पूरा देश में सबसे वो वीमेन के लिए सुरक्षित है।
नहीं, मैं कहीं भी महिलाओं पर अत्याचार हो, कुछ भी हिंसा हो, वो निंदनीय है, वो दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है, उसकी जांच होनी चाहिए और जो कोई कानूनी तरीके से कार्रवाई होनी है करनी चाहिए राज्य सरकार को, जहां राज्य सरकार की जिम्मेदारी बनती है। लॉ एंड ऑर्डर तो राज्य सरकार की जिम्मेदारी है, तो राज्य सरकार को इसको गंभीरता से लेना चाहिए और ऐसे हादसे को राजनीतिकरण नहीं करना चाहिए।
We think it's a very good judgment which will have a seminal importance in at least beginning to clean up the system of this legal routes for corruption. And the fact that this has come with a government that claims to be anti-corrupt, they have amassed their wealth. But the point is, if this money that has been collected, let us see the exposure when it comes in March, and then we will know what has been the quid pro quo that the government has been doing with these corporates and what are the deal making that went into it. So all that will be exposed, and I think that is good for the country and for our democracy.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Never feel that we have lost.
Won't it or will it? Fighting to survive as the general elections loom, the opposition India Alliance seemed to receive yet another jolt. When the National Conference chief first declared that his party would go solo in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections.
मुझे लगता है कि दोनों रियासत और पार्लियामेंट्री इलेक्शन मुझे लगता है इकट्ठे होंगे.
Later on, he even hinted at the possibility of joining the BJP-led NDA, a coalition his party was part of during the Vajpayee government. The former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir claimed that seat-sharing negotiations within the India coalition have collapsed.
जहाँ तक मेरी पार्टी का सवाल है, हम लोगों ने बहुत कोशिश की कि गठबंधन हो, लोगों के साथ बातचीत हो, उससे कुछ नतीजा निकले, और कोई नतीजा निकला नहीं अभी तक. इससे हम लोग अपनी जमात को क्यों कमजोर करें? हम लोग लड़ेंगे, नेशनल कांग्रेस लड़ेगी, अपने बलबूते पर लड़ेगी.
Congress, a potential player in Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, swiftly played down the NC president's remarks. The second in command at the National Conference, Omar Abdullah, later clarified that the party had no intentions of leaving the India alliance and remains open to sharing seats with Congress. Several key member parties of the opposition coalition have openly expressed their willingness to relinquish what they see as their rightful share of seats in Lok Sabha elections to support the struggling Congress. For instance, the Aam Aadmi Party announced its decision to contest all 14 Lok Sabha seats in Punjab and Chandigarh. In Delhi, Aam Aadmi Party is only offering one seat to Congress out of 7. The TMC also announced its intention to go it alone in West Bengal. Adding to India Alliance woes, the JDU has already exited and renewed its alliance with the BJP in Bihar. Bureau Report, India Today.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 26 and minimum 10 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 33 and minimum 24 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 32 and minimum 19 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 28 and minimum 19 degrees. Chennai, maximum 31 and minimum 24 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 32 and minimum 17 degrees.
In politics, everyone has an opinion, but I have the data. Whose stock is rising? Whose graph is falling? Track India's political stock exchange. Unmatched, unmissable data analytics. The only show on News TV where numbers do the talking. India's most credible poll tracker. The Political Stock Exchange with Rahul Kamal only on India Today.
Co-presented by
आपका जॉय भारत का जॉय जॉय ई-बाइक
Co-presented by
ग्रीन लैम लैमिनेट्स कुछ मेरा कुछ तुम्हारा
Co-powered by
पारुल यूनिवर्सिटी वडोदरा गुजरात
Good evening and welcome to Democratic Newsroom, the only show on Indian television where the country's only democratic newsroom picks up the big news of the day of the week and kicks it around among us reporters and editors in the India Today newsroom. I'm Shiv Arur. I'm joined by my colleague